We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land. We acknowledge the waterways, the land, the sky, and all who inhabit this place, our country, Australia.
We acknowledge their ancestors and elders and recognise those who continue to protect and promote Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures. We acknowledge the past and stand together for our future. There's a lot of stuff that comes up, and I had some very short, powerful sentences to say about it all.
Yeah, would we say angry sentences?
We would say things like, fuck Christmas.
Yeah, I'd say that. They're quite angry.
Yeah, it's angry-ish.
Angry-ish. I don't want to say anything against you at the moment or disagreeing with you.
It was angry. It's angry.
It's fascinating because all we're doing is talking about it, but you're right with it.
I've got no idea what we're going to talk about. Something about Christmas.
And welcome to the podcast.
And
How about we start with that, Kevin?
That's not a bad idea. Let's start with that.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, my name's Kevin.
And you're here with Jeannene as well.
And that's Jeannene.
I just introduced myself and now you've reintroduced me.
Well, that's twice. There must be two of you now. And we're going to talk about this time of year, Christmas.
Well, it's the Christmas season. Christmas isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've had trouble.
I identify strongly with Scrooge.
Oh, my goodness. People have mercy on me as I'm having a chat with, it's Yell and some other parts of Kevin that are just got some really strong opinions before we've even started.
Ho, 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 here we go.
So, Kevin, you had a request from someone around making a Christmas themed podcast, or what was it?
She said, this time of year, how about you and Jeannene do a podcast on Christmas? And I said, okay, maybe. And I said, well, what would you want to talk about? And she had like a shopping list, huge.
Yeah.
Huge, like 10 foot tall. And I only wrote down one thing, which was expectations. But I can remember she talked about family and friends and things that happen around that and possible tension and not wanting to join in with certain things, like maybe you don't want to get really pissed and everybody else does.
Yeah, that's a concern.
So I can't think of what else she said. But I know that the big one for her was expectations, like being expected.
Yep.
So being expected to celebrate Christmas, to which I say, and...
That's a strong opinion right there.
Very strong opinion. Being expected to turn up, whether that be to family things or...
Work things.
Or friends.
Or club things.
Yeah.
Well, I think you brought up expectations, and as we're talking about this, you're really alive or ignited or something's happening. What is that?
It's energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's a kind of a woohoo, look out energy, isn't it?
I don't know. I've had energy all day today so far, and it's now 4:00.
Yeah, but there's something about this topic that
I have mixed feelings about this topic. So I would not have mixed feelings if I wasn't a dad and a granddad. I'd have no mixed feelings about it. It would be like, fuck it, I hate Christmas.
That's what I felt.
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
But because Chloe and my grandchildren, Phelan and Sissy and Nimue, in particular Chloe, she just loved it and it was great being around her. So how can I make a fuss? I did all the things that you would do as a dad, everything. I can remember I don't know if it was a birthday or Christmas, and she was really, really young, and I bought her this Mercedes that she could get in and drive around in, and
okay.
Plus thousands of other presents, and I could just see her in the house with her face is bright red and she's already exhausted and she's trying to move this car around. She had a ball. And she was so much like me. What she really loved was opening the presents.
That's really lovely and exciting.
Yeah. So there's that bit.
So, okay, beautiful. All right, so I'm just going to slow down this topic because otherwise stuff. I might not get a word in.
You wouldn't.
And I'd really like to get a bit of something in to say about.
You might need some duct tape then.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I don't know where to start.
You can talk lots about Christmas. You love it. Well, actually, that's not straightforward either, is it?
Nah.
But look at your house. We're in your lounge room and, you know, beautiful decorations and lovely white tree and Ashes. Actually, doesn't look like Christmas, but I'm sure she will do soon.
She will.
Yeah.
And she's dressed up.
Yeah.
For me, Christmas growing up was a time when my family didn't... I certainly have mixed memories around Christmas, and there were times when, in particularly, my parents didn't embrace Christmas and my mother didn't want to have anything to do with Christmas. And so at this age that I am now, I'm wanting to do everything and I'm wanting to have so much fun. So it's almost like that child of mine that didn't get to do the fun stuff, didn't get to do the decorations, and didn't get to be made the fuss of, and didn't get to celebrate with people and share all that sort of stuff, is going to make sure that's happened. Kevin's just put on a Christmas hat. So I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, people. But and now he's gone off on a tangent around laughing and can't stop.
Well, at least I didn't interrupt.
Would we say that, people? Would we? Would we say that?
Sorry, go on. I was just being inspired. You were talking about how much you loved it, and I thought, oh yeah, I bought a hat.
You did?
Yeah.
And that was lovely. You greeted me at the door with the hat on.
That's true.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I wanted to bring back to Christmas, is the fun. And don't want it to be this serious time that we just ignore. What I'm noticing is just between you and I, there's a lot of emotion.
So I remembered a story.
I want to hear it.
I was young. I was about 5 or 6 years old. And it's Christmas morning. But it didn't happen like the usual Christmas morning. So I don't really know why I remember this particular morning, but I do. And there might have been other Christmas mornings like it. But along with my sister and my 2 older brothers, we would have harassed my father until he led us into the room where the Christmas tree was and all the presents were, and it would have been paper and cardboard and whatever else all over the place, and we got our presents and into the lounge and had our breakfast. And it's all a bit hazy, that part, but I remember distinctly getting ready to go to see my grandma.
And how old were you at that time?
5 or 6.
5 or 6?
Yeah, and rushing out of the door into the freezing cold and into the car, which was a big black Rover.
So we're talking in the UK?
In the UK, and it would have been 1957.
Something. Okay.
6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was freezing cold and we all piled in and drove down to my grandma's house, which was maybe a 5-minute drive, no more than that. And, you know, the cold, deserted streets. And then just as we were approaching where my grandma lives, there were people out on the pavement, quite a few people. I don't remember recognising any of them. But
were they neighbours hanging around?
They were neighbours.
Okay.
And they were hanging around outside my grand's house, which I can remember wasn't unusual. She attracted people.
Okay.
So it was the community sort of come to say, "Good morning, happy Christmas," whatever it was. And I leapt out of the car as soon as I could. It probably had stopped or not yet stopped, and I ran through the people out on the footpath and into my grandma's front garden. There's a long front garden, and there were people all the way down there standing and chatting and probably drinking tea or whatever else they were drinking. And I'm only very small, and I pushed my way through them and got to the front door, and the front door was wide open, and pushed my way through more people. I remember there would have been aunts and uncles there, and maybe cousins. I don't remember seeing any other children. Anyway, I fought my way through until I got to the back of the house where the lounge was, and there was my grandma. As soon as I pushed my way through, it was like everything stopped. And there she was, and she stopped whatever she was saying or doing, and she just looked at me and smiled. That was my Christmas, that moment of absolute love, and just like I was the most important thing in her world.
Ooh, and that's still here as you're talking about it.
Yeah, it's great. And it stayed with me all these years later. So, 65 years.
What a magical moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything to do with any presents or anything. It was just that. And I also knew, obviously it's happened before, because I knew it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait to get there.
Which is interesting, because I know that a lot of your childhood, there's been quite a lot of trauma and poverty and so many things that we've discussed around your growing up years. And yet that moment are the things that you still can remember, and you can still bring your body back to that experience. As I'm looking at you, that moment of joy.
Yeah, there are other moments to do with her and other people, but that's a really strong one.
Yeah. Oh, I want to create lots of those with my family.
I'm sure you are, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Well,
I'm going to do some more of that.
Yeah. But there was nothing external. It was just that moment. We're surrounded by people and they've just suddenly vanished, and it's just me and her.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't really vanish.
Yeah.
It's just that my awareness, and it looked to me like her awareness. It was just about me and her.
How wonderful.
That was great.
Yeah.
So that's that story.
That's a great story, Kevin. And I think that life is made up of those wonderful moments, or can be. And I'm sure our listeners can think of those times when they've had a moment with somebody, or particularly when they're a child and there's an adult, that's made them feel special and loved in that moment. And that moment has stayed forever.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what life's made of.
Yeah.
Is those magical moments. That whole thing around living in the moment, that's all about that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's around forgetting what I've done in the past, what's got to happen in the future, but being in this moment with you and me here, this moment with our discussion, this moment with sharing a look or kindness or those sorts of things. Am I making any sense?
Why did you say that? You were.
I just wasn't sure.
Okay, well, you were. Yeah.
And I was hoping it was clear, because I don't know, I just think those things are gold, like you expressed. They stay forever.
I like that you connected with other people. Oh, you could write in with your experiences, no?
What do you mean?
They can write in with their Christmas experiences.
To where?
That's true. Well, we have a Facebook page soon.
We will soon.
Yeah.
So we'll look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's been funny because we've just had a short break to deal with all the emotions that comes up as we're talking about Christmas. There's a lot, isn't there, Kevin?
I was just settling down to drink my tea while you talked. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that comes up, and I had some very short, powerful sentences to say about it all.
Yeah, would we say angry sentences?
We'd say things like, fuck Christmas.
Yeah, I'd say that. They're quite angry.
Yeah, it's angry-ish.
Angry-ish. I don't want to say anything against you at the
angry.
moment or disagreeing with you.
It was angry. It's angry.
It's fascinating because all we're doing is talking about it, but you're right with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Christmas does. And if people are not listening to themselves, and I said to you, as Christmas is coming up for me, the things I will be doing, I will be putting Christmas decorations up, and I'm going to be stopping and looking at them. I'm going to be seeing Christmas trees or Christmas things at the shops, and I'm going to stop and I'm going to cry.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Because that's the thing that I do at Christmas. I grieve for what wasn't. And I really embrace what is now for me. And the interesting thing is I certainly have moved from that person of really believing, what is it, the central beliefs of, I'm going to say Christianity Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But I've certainly put on what I hope would be a godly Christmas, however I understand God to be. And also I'm very aware that as we talk about this topic, for those people who aren't of the Christmas belief or Christianity belief, that they're going to have a season experience as well. So,
how do you mean?
Well, I think that those people who are not of the Christian faith will be seeing a lot of froth and bubble happening and a lot of tinsel and a lot of pressure and busyness that's not brought on by them or their faith. And I wonder how life is for them, because I've only known a white person's experience of Christmas. And there'll be other people of colour and of different persuasions that'll have Christian experience, but there'll be many that do not.
Yeah. Okay.
And I wonder what Christmas is like for them. But I guess what we'll do now is just honour what we know of our experience and talk about how to be with the emotionality that Christmas brings for us.
And it does, doesn't it?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Lots of.
Yeah. I was thinking about the many Christmases my family went away. In part, that was to avoid Christmas, and we went away to a camping ground on the south coast of New South Wales in Australia. My parents were fisher people, if you like that, fishermen, and my parents always would want to be there at the camping ground a week before Christmas so that they could go out fishing because the fish were on.
Mm-hmm.
And that meant that I was taken away as a young child, and my older brothers weren't always coming. As they got older, they didn't always go. But I went, and so before Christmas I would be taken away to the camping ground. I'd be one of the only children there perhaps. I would get up and I'd give my parents a Christmas present that I'd made or I'd found or something, and then I'd wrapped up. But most mornings of those Christmas mornings I remember waiting for them to come back from fishing, so I'd be waiting on the beach on my own.
On Christmas morning.
On Christmas morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of my experience, and I can just notice, I can feel it in my throat now. It just feels a painful and lonely experience. And I think forever I feel like I'm making up for it. And the tears come at this time for me, but there's a lot of joy with the little things that I can give myself. And that might be moments with my own family now and the children that I have and my grandkiddies, and I love that, and my dog as well.
Yeah.
And my friends, Kevin.
Yeah. I get that bit. Yeah.
So in those softer moments I'm very teary and quietly joyful as well. It's both.
Yeah.
It's never just one thing. It's certainly different for you as well, isn't it?
Christmas? You mean now or then or?
Now.
Now?
Even.
I think like you, it's a mixed bag now. I told you about my experience. I don't know, it was quite a few Christmases ago. I just decided that Chloe is gone and living on the other side of Australia. So that's 5,000 kilometres away. And I don't know why I didn't go over there, but I didn't. There would have been reasons, maybe work or something. I didn't, and that was okay. I decided to be on my own. I could have been with friends.
Mm-hmm.
I could have done what I'd done before, which is be with friends, but early in the morning go down and help do breakfast for people who are homeless or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
which is...
You've done that before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done that loads of times, which was really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Partly because it was Christmas, but there was also such a community spirit,
mm-hmm.
including the people coming to get breakfast. Sometimes they would tell you to piss off and swear at you, but other times, it was really good. So mostly really good. Anyway, this Christmas I didn't do that. I had decided sometime before Christmas I didn't need any of it and that I could be on my own. So I woke up on Christmas morning, whatever it was, 7 or 8 o'clock, and everything shut. So I had extra money in my wallet. I had extra food. I had some nice things to eat for myself. By 11 o'clock, I was so pissed off. I was just, that wasn't a good idea.
I'm thinking it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Oh,
so
dear.
Eventually, I managed to let my pride go and pick up a phone and phone a friend and say, look, I'm on my own and this is why I'm on my own, this is why I did. And I'd like not to be on my own and this come round. So I went round and spent the rest of the day with them and we went out in the evening.
And did your body soothe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good to be with friends, so I learned something there.
Yeah.
But as I also told you, it's the 14th of December, and I still haven't. I do this every year. I still haven't really decided what I'm going to do on Christmas Day.
Do you think that your anger gets in the way? Because I'm just listening to you.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. I'll just do something. I won't spend it on my own, but I'll do something. Like I can go and help cook, or I can go and help give out food in AA at lunchtime, or or I can go. Mostly what I think I'll do is, which I started to do already actually, is spend time with friends, work out what everybody's doing, and then spend time with them. If it's a nice day, we could spend time somewhere outside or something, yeah.
I think that what I have done is put a lot of pressure on myself at Christmas because I'm trying to make up for something, and I know that I can get caught trying to make up for everyone else's Christmas as well as my own, and I can't do it.
No.
I actually can't do it. One of the things that I have done is really, it's important to me to take some pressure, or a lot of pressure, off myself, but off the experience of Christmas, so that if our family want to get together, like this year we're getting together on Boxing Day, and that's really important. It's more about safely being together. I don't want my family to be part of a Christmas rush. We've needed to stop just now because I noticed that there was a lot of energy with you and with me, and we started talking and you were asking questions. I felt like it was important to talk about the Christmas season and really wanted to consider non-believers and think about having a discussion on the presents and the drinking and COVID sickness and what emotional tools people have got and all of those things. And I realised that there's a parallel that was happening in that there was a busyness around addressing all these things. And when I actually said I need to stop, what was underneath that is I just cried. And there's a sadness and a grief for me. And I think there can be for many people when they stop. If they get the opportunity to stop and go under all the froth and bubble and all the busyness. And I want to stop. I don't want to be part of all that. I kind of want to be part of it, but I want to make sure that I remember what's underneath and the softer parts of myself and people. I was laughing at your anger before, and you're so much fun when you're like that. But I want to note that underneath all that is the vulnerable parts of your experience. and the loneliness and those sorts of things.
Much the same as the ones you were talking about when we'd stopped, about your experience. Really, when you take everything away, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would expect that there's a lot of mixed emotions for us and for many people out there, I suppose.
Yep.
I said before we started, I don't want to do the serious stuff.
Yeah, well, we did. We are.
But maybe I didn't want to do the ticking off. Let's talk about this and let's talk about it. I didn't want to play counsellor because I'm over that role in this, experience that we have together, Kevin, and our relationship. That's not what I am. I mean, it's still a part of me, of course.
Unless you want to get me to stop talking. You don't have to do it anymore.
Stop!
Yeah, that'll do.
Oh, dear.
Well, I could tell you what I'd like.
What would you like?
For Christmas, what I'd like to do. Really simple, actually. So I did this thing very recently that I am... you know how... well, I don't know if I do, and I'm sure there are some other people that do. It's like, try and work out what it is that I want or what I want to do by working out first what it is that I don't want to do. So it's like, make a list of that.
Oh, yeah.
And that doesn't work for me. So I've abandoned that, and I've gone straight to, forget that. It already is or it isn't, doesn't matter. What is it that you want to do? So I'm thinking that I'll treat this Christmas in that way. I was like, and when I think about it like that, I'd like to spend my Christmas with my daughter and my grandchildren, but it's not going to happen. It'll happen just sometime after Christmas for a number of reasons. So, but that doesn't matter. I can talk to them and be with them like that.
Yeah. You find ways. Yeah.
Yeah. And so but I can also be with friends, and rather than waiting for friends to instigate it or talking to them and joining in with them, I thought, as I kind of spoke to you about it when we stopped, which is I'll be the instigator, and I'll work out what people are doing and start to organise something. And it's quite possible that Christmas Day and Boxing Day will be nice days, and so we could go somewhere, go to a park somewhere or something like that. It doesn't have to be for a whole day, just do things together, and that would be enough of a celebration.
That sounds lovely.
Because it's like, I'm just celebrating, I don't know, am I celebrating Christmas? I guess so. I'm certainly celebrating things that are important to me. So be around people that I love, be with people that I love, rather than what I think I should do, and being with people that I think I should be with. Yeah. That's talking about look at it entirely as, what do I want to do, and then take steps towards doing it.
I love that.
And knowing that, it may well not end up exactly as I pictured it, but it will end up as something.
Yeah, and you're working towards it.
Yeah.
It's interesting because now that I've slowed my body down and I've been quite teary, from this spot I can work out what I want. If you asked me earlier, I guess I could say it, but I'm still in a reactive state. I'm still in that part, trying to calm myself down, trying to speak for what I want, make sure that everybody out there has got what they want. Yeah, that's right. And so if I slow my body down and I'm with myself, what I want is, I want no pressure, and I want to feel close to people, and I just want to have gentle moments. So that will be where I can, with my kiddies, with a few close friends that I'm able to.
That's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's more than
with
enough.
Greg, of course. And just those gentle moments. And it might be just appreciating what we've got, sharing some things.
But making the important people in my life important on those days. Yeah.
And yourself?
I'm important.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
What would I do? That would be what I'd do for myself. That would be a gift to me.
Yeah. I've been doing this thing with some clients lately, which I'm loving. Because I guess I always think about it for myself, is if they're struggling, I would often talk with them about what gift would they want to give their children, if they have children, or would they want to give those around them. And emotional gift.
Oh, okay.
So it might be things like the belief in themselves, or it might be regulation, or it might be joy, or focusing on how clever they are, or compliments, or any of those sorts of things. And then I talk with them. I do the very cheeky thing around saying, yep, and the best way to give that to them is to model it.
Yeah.
So in some ways, they've got to give it to themselves first.
I love that.
Yeah.
But as soon as you started saying that, me and Greg get together and build a heliport out in the back garden.
There's no room in my back garden.
Oh, well, we'll just extend it a bit. Yeah. That's the best gift I can give myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Christmas Day and Boxing Day. And probably for all days, it's a good lesson. Like, do I do that? Mostly I do, but sometimes I still get pulled into, it'd be nice if these people acknowledge me and those people acknowledge me, which is really unimportant in the end of the day. It takes away energy until I realise what I'm doing. Yeah.
So if I think about that, also the other gift I'm thinking about is to really slow down our thinking. Because I just think sometimes our thinking and what goes on in our head can get in the way of actually being kind to yourself and to those around you. And I'd like to give myself that gift.
You'd like to give yourself what?
The gift of slowing down my thinking.
Oh, yeah, there you go. But I don't need to, because I'm always slowed down. Not.
Yep. Do you want us to listen to the first part of the podcast, Kevin?
I deleted it.
That's one way of stopping that. Well, actually, it didn't stop the experience. It happened for you and I.
That's true. That's very true.
And
I didn't delete it.
My body actually matched yours, which is interesting because it was having a different reaction, but it did match yours.
That's why I made a point of saying.
Reactionary.
We ended up with the same experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. The same...
Reactive?
Conclusion?
Yeah,
like you sitting on the beach waiting for your parents. Yeah.
The experience of isolation or loneliness or...
And abandonment.
Yeah.
And it's the same. Christmas mornings, go to midnight mass. She said, who's going to take a 5-year-old to midnight? But they did anyway. All 4 children... And then being awake from 4 o'clock and trying to peer into the room that's locked with all the presents in, and blah, blah, blah. And it being such a disappointment. Like you said, I can't remember presents really. I remember 2 presents only from the whole of my childhood, which was a tricycle that my grandmother had made for me. And
I've seen a picture of that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and a present that my brother Paddy gave me. He gave me this huge box, like a packing box, that sort of size, neatly wrapped up. He was really good at wrapping things, so neatly wrapped up with the tape and the bows. And I was so excited, and I unwrapped it all, and it was a cardboard box, and it was all tacked up, and I opened that up, and there was another identical box, just a bit smaller in size. And I unwrapped that, and it just went on and on and on and on until I was left with whatever the present was. And I can't even remember what the present was. But it was the best present I got that Christmas. Look at all the energy you put into it.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
The energy they put, or that your brother put into this present for you.
And the bicycle. My grandmother couldn't have afforded that. So she probably had to get bits donated there and bits donated here, and she would have got somebody that she, a friend of a friend of a friend who knew someone, could put the bike together.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It means so much more then, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
My Nana Mitchell was an eccentric woman, so it's my mum's mum. And what she used to do at Christmas, and this is quite a joyful experience and memory for me, is she used to give all the grandchildren, I think we got around 6 or 7 presents. And each. And so one would be a box of tissues, one would be a cake of soap, and that was a more expensive present. One would be a box of chips when they used to be boxes, and then one would be, I don't know, something different again.
Yeah.
And they'd be all the things that you would want in life, but as a kid you got, or you'd use, common things. And then there'd be one special one, like the soap or like something a little bit different. And it was so exciting, unwrapping all of those presents. I know each one of us felt special, and it was fun, and we didn't know what to expect. And you get something that was common, and you were just so excited about it, because it was like, yes!
Yeah.
A box of chips or some tissues! And it was your very own. And it was your special thing, and nobody could touch it. It was really fun. And what she did is made an event for all of us.
Yeah. That's great.
It is great. I want more of those things. And so I guess what I want to leave the thought with, we can talk more about this or not, is for all of you out there, in whatever faith you have, is to go slow and keep choosing.
And don't have to have expectations. Or if they arise, you don't have to follow them.
Yeah. Sometimes the expectations are from society, and some of those really need to be refused.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, straight away.
Kevin, I hope you have a merry season experience.
Thank you. And you. I hope you do well. You clearly are going to. So, yeah.
Well, I think we both will, because that's what our intention is, and we'll do our best around that.
That's right, because of the intention.
Yeah.
And then the action.
And if it doesn't work out, it will be with the parts that hopefully do.
It will work out.
Yeah. And I wish all you out there well.
Yeah, me too. Have a lovely Christmas thingy time. Whatever.
Ditto.
Yeah, right.
We'll talk again soon. It'll be in the new year. Not sure when that will be, but
There might be one more before the new year.
There might be.
No, there might not be. No, I don't. I'm confused. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon in the new year.
Yeah. Take super care, and we'll catch you in 2024.
Bye-bye.
Bye.